What's good, folks? You already know what time it is. We are back with another live and direct episode from the Bricks of Weekly Views as usual. Today, man, we doing this one for the culture. We taking it to the city of New Orleans, Louisiana. That's right. I know y'all didn't saw. If you didn't watch this, you missed out. But we're gonna be talking about the 2024 Louisiana Fest, Lil Wayne, and the Hot Boys reunion. So, man, I just want to first things first, man. I'm gonna dive into a lot of segments of this show. You know what I'm saying, some of the craziest moments that I got to witness, man. But if you didn't see this, man, you missed out. But man, so man, I love in the beginning of the show. Shout out to Wayno. Shout out to Mouse Jones. Shout out to Lauren. They were doing interviews before the show kicked off. They got to interview BG. They got to interview Manny. They got to interview Juvenile. They got to interview Turk. Shout out to Rob 49 as well. He performed. I missed his performance, man. But I really love seeing media like this because they really was just there to ask them questions about the show. They didn't really have to ask too many questions on all the drama and all the BS that they were dealing with. And I really, man, I thought I was a super Cash Money Records fan, but Wayno had me beat because this man was asking questions about guerrilla warfare. He was asking questions, BG questions about Chopper City, and I can tell that they had a good time. They definitely had a good time in just interviewing them fellas, and you could tell that they were excited. They weren't just there because they were getting paid, but they actually wanted to be there. Some media personalities, when it comes to situations, sometimes it's like, oh, this is a job, I got to do this. But I really love. So I love when I seen the positivity of the journalists and the media, and when they're interviewing, they're asking questions. Now we got it kick off, man. So Lil Wayne kicks off the show, and he starts off performing his catalog. So a lot of stuff, from the Carters, from to Hustlers music and Mrs. Officer, and I'm on that good cushion alcohol. He's performing a lot of hit records, and he really set the tone. He definitely set the tone that night, and it felt good to see Lil Wayne in his city. You know what I'm saying, of his hometown of New Orleans, and you could tell definitely that the energy was there, that the fans really were having a good time, and Wayne definitely looked happy. He definitely looked happy on this night. Now, we gotta get into it now. We gotta talk about, the real, the meat and potatoes. Now, after Wayne gets done performing, the lights go off. It turns dark. I'm thinking people was finna start walking out in the crowd like it was the Drake and J. Cole and Dirk show, but the lights turned off on the stage. And Gator boots with the pimped out cool G swoop. You see Birdman and Manny Fresh on there performing Still Fly, one of Birdman. I know people are not really a fan of Birdman's verses, but Birdman was talking that shit on that one. It's the Birdman, daddy, I fly in any weather. And then, they got into everybody get your roll, Lord. Man, look, I'm from Texas. I'm from San Antonio. But on that night, on the Louisiana Fest, look, I was from uptown New Orleans. I was from the 3rd Ward, the 13th, the 17th Ward of that Holly Grove. Look, man, I wish I had my camouflage rag. And you know what I'm saying? But it was definitely a good moment. They set the energy. It took me back to I was a kid. And then now, look, everybody was counting my man out. Everybody was saying, oh, well, Turk ain't going to be a part of this. Look, my dog, Turk, hot boy Turk was, man, it felt good seeing Turk there. Now, Turk comes out, and if you a fan, because I'm a fan of 400 Degrees, but Guerrilla Warfare is probably one of my favorite Cash Money records, albums of all time. It's probably in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? It's probably my second because you got to put 400 Degrees. But Turk comes out performing about whatever, fatigued up, me and that dope ready for war, me and Mark with Case. You know what I'm saying? Turk comes out, and Turk felt so happy. You know what I'm saying? He looked so happy performing on stage, being there with his brothers. And, it felt good. It felt good, seeing Turk because a lot of people was counting him out, and all the friction that they were dealing with before this show. It felt good to seeing Turk come on and say, now look, my boy Doogie, the BG, the baby gangster. After Turk performs, BG comes out and performs Help. Now, that's one of my favorite BG records off that Guerrilla Warfare Luxury Calls on Chromes. I played that. You know what I'm saying? BG starts off with Help, and then he starts doing Cash Money as an army, and then he took it back to the Chopper City. See, look, you're a real Cash Money fan. If you know Chopper City really kind of, took Cash Money to another. The BG started performing that Uptown thing. Look, I went crazy just watching that. Now, the show is on. It ain't a show. And then you already know the OG, the team captain of the Hot Boys. That's right, that boy Juvie. Juvie came out, and man, look, I missed out on the Cash Money Rough Riders tour back in the day. I wanted to go with it, but this reminds me of that moment, seeing them all on stage. Juvie comes out performing. I went crazy when I seen Juvie performing his hits like Set It Off. He's performing Rich Niggas. He's performing 400 Degrees. You see me, I eat, sleep, shit, and talk rap. You see that 98 Mercedes on TV, I bought that. Look, the crowd was going crazy. I could hear the people in the crowd rapping them verses. You see him and Wayne perform Rich Niggas. Only thing I was mad about that part was Turk didn't get to perform his verse. But man, Juvie was doing his hits, and then Manny Fresh comes out and say, look, y'all ready for this shit? Everybody did their solo stuff. Now let's time to do this together. And they kick it off with the Hot Boys on fire. And you see the energy with them rapping back and forth at stage. They pushing each other and stuff. Turk having Wayne get out the way. Man, it was a good moment. This is probably one of my favorite moments in hip-hop history so far. To seeing this, look, it took me back to 1999 when I was a kid. And I was watching this. I felt like a kid in the candy store seeing the 40s dudes. They look, you know what I'm saying? They look so happy. You see Turk and BG, even though they don't rock with each other, but you can tell that them dudes didn't get along. And so, man, it was crazy. Now, the major part of one of the highlights of this performance, when you seeing them perform Bling Bling, you seeing them perform I Need a Hot Girl, and watching every Turk has the hardest verse on that song, him and Wayne. I like them hot, the ones that don't tell me to stop, eat dick, swallow the cum. And seeing him and Wayne go back and forth, it felt like it just take me back to listen to Guerrilla Warfare. It's like they brought that energy on the stage. And then, they closed the performance with Back That Ass Up. Man, it was I've never seen Wayne perform that record. Now, I know Juvie performs that record all the time because that's his hit, but seeing him and Wayne perform that record together on stage, even watching them performing Bling Bling, and even Birdman is having, and I'm gonna get to Birdman and Turk a little bit in this video, but man, now this is where my respect for Wayne comes in, because this dude got to perform hits from the early Cash Money days. He got to perform his album stuff. And then this man did a set with his mixtape stuff. Like after the Hot Boys reunion was done, I'm thinking the show was over because, you know what I'm saying, everybody leaves. You see all the entourages. It was like a family reunion. Like it was a lot of OGs that I've learned about from New Orleans was in the building. But after they leave the stage, Wayne kicks off. It was like, shit, how many of y'all is my day one fans? And he starts doing his mixtape stuff, and he starts doing stuff from No Ceilings. This is where my respect comes from Wayne, because it was like, man, he got to perform music from 3 different eras. And not too many people can do that, perform their album stuff and mixtape stuff. And a lot of people know Wayne. That's where Wayne really got his, that's when he really got I feel like he got his respect in the game. When he started performing the mixtape stuff, No Ceilings in the Drought. I think the Drought 3 is probably my top two Wayne mixtapes. But you know what I'm saying? You seen him perform those mixtape records and him performing the Oh Let's Do It remix and the ice cream paint job stuff. I was like, yo, this dude Wayne, man, look, he is. And one of my homie asked me, he was like, is Wayne, do you consider Wayne one of the GOATs? And at first I was like, but after I watched it, I said, you know what, he is one of them GOATs. Now, is he the GOAT? Greatest of all time, but he is one of the GOATs in the game. But, you know, let's talk about my thoughts of them getting back together. I was an unbeliever of this. I didn't think this moment was going to happen. Cash Money has had, that's one of the families, they have, it's like a, man, they have a lot of friction amongst each other. I didn't think this was going to happen, but I think this was a very important moment for the South. I'm not going to compare it to Kendrick's pop-up show because that was something different, and I know that was a moment, and you know what I'm saying, and of course with everything him and Drake got going on. But for the South, I feel the South doesn't always get the credit that I feel like it deserves, and to get to see my favorite label, not just my favorite label, a lot of people's favorite label. You know, Cash Money is one of the best record labels of all time. To see everyone in the camp, you know, together on stage after dealing with, you know, financial issues, them dissing each other, it was a good moment, and I'm proud of it, man, but for real. And I'm not too sure if they're going to get a tour after this. I would hope that they do a tour, but we got to, because it was already tough for them to even get to this moment. But shout out to Wayne, because a lot of people don't know, Wayne had the final say-so, because he does Louisiana Fest every year. You know what I'm saying? So he, like Turk said, he could have did this without them. He could have brought out, you know, 21 Savage, or he could have brought out whoever, but he chose to, you know what I'm saying, to give the people what they wanted. And a lot of people, we've been talking about this Hot Boy reunion. I said that it wasn't going to happen. I said that it wasn't going to happen, and I was wrong. and I hate that I was wrong, but I didn't think it was happening because it was tense. BG was dissing Wayne. You see Turk and BG having their issues and everything, man. So I'm glad that this moment finally happened. We got what we wanted. Even if they don't do the tour, I feel like this has satisfied us. A lot of us as fans, as Cash Money fans, not just the people that was Young Money fans. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all came in, y'all came into the clique when Drake signed, when Wayne signed Drake and Nicki. But you know, for us, a lot of us that was there for the 400 Degrees era, and for people that was there for the Soldier Rags and, you know what I'm saying, Chopper City and all that, and Guerrilla Warfare, get it how you know what I'm saying, get it how you live days. That was a special moment for all of us, and I wanted to cry just watching this because Wayne looked so happy on that stage. BG he was in good spirits. Shout out to Stunner, man. And shout out to Manny Fresh, man. For real, this was a big moment, man. And this is gonna be one to go down in history as one of them moments we gonna remember. Now, one thing that I did notice was the Birdman and Turk friction. So let me just start off here. So Birdman, when Turk comes out from, you know what I'm saying, one side of the stage, Birdman goes off. You can see when they're rapping their verses and you know what I'm saying, they doing certain songs, Birdman kind of wasn't really rocking with it. You know, when Bleeding Bleeding came on, you see him kind of, you know, nodding his head, but you can still see the friction. You can still see a little bit of the friction on stage, but I'm just glad that they were able to coexist, you know what I'm saying, do it for the fans and get the money without arguing, without pushing and shoving, without disrespecting each other. Now, I don't know what happened after they left the stage and everything, but I can still see that there was friction. But I'm glad these two brothers were able to come together for one day. Now, this shows you, and this is just a learning lesson for a lot of people, man. Man, you don't gotta like somebody to be in the same building without having to worry about, you know, any type of drama. And it wasn't no drama on that stage, but I could definitely tell that these two, you know what I'm saying, it was a little bit awkward on this stage. But I think Birdman just need to get out his ways. You know what I'm saying? He's 60, he's almost 60, but I think, you know, you gotta let certain stuff go. Now, shout out to Manny Fresh, because I feel like Manny Fresh doesn't get his flowers he deserves. And a lot of us always want to credit, you know, Birdman and Slim for Cash Money, man. But we got to shout out to Manny Fresh because Manny Fresh was really the scientist. Death Row, they had Dr. Dre, what I'm saying, the Rough Riders and them, they had Swiss Beats. But Cash, No Limit had Beats by the Pound. But when you talk about that Cash Money sound, Manny Fresh was the glue that put all that together, that production, man. It really, what I'm saying, it took that sound nationwide, and he produced a lot of them songs that we got to see. So Manny Fresh, if you see this, brother, I'm giving you your flowers that you deserve. I'm telling you, man, you one of the best to do it in this thing for real, man. And you know what? Not just the South, but in the game, period, man. You produced a lot and not just stuff that he's produced for Cash Money, because you produced stuff for Jeezy. He's produced a lot of stuff, for T.I. He's produced a lot of, and those just a few. Those just to name a few. But I feel like y'all need to, like Birdman said, put some respect on Manny Fresh's name. Now I wanna get in. I wanna get into something. As y'all know, Master P came out. If you didn't see it, Master P came out, and what the mayor brought Master P out to give Lil Wayne the key to the city and also honor him. Man, look, this was a beautiful moment. When I seen this, I've never seen Master P in the same building as Birdman or Lil Wayne or nothing. So if y'all know the history between the two labels, and we don't got to go into we do know that it was some, some friction between the bosses, right? They didn't rock with each other. But I will say, man, this was a great moment to see Master P, put New Orleans on the map, and then, Cash Money, when they got to the major leagues, they took New Orleans to another level and just, put the scope on it even bigger. But this was a big moment seeing Master P present Wayne with his flowers, man. It was just a good moment. I think everything comes around full circle. I think everybody's talking about a No Limit and Cash Money tour. That's not happening. But it was cool to see the OG of the game give, Wayne his flowers. And Wayne, you can see he was smiling. It was a good moment, man. It was for real. That was one of my favorite highlights of the show. Just seeing Master P come out. When I see Master P come out, I went crazy. I went crazy. I was like, oh snap. And the fact that whatever they dealt with, what issues they dealt with in the 90s, because they were from rival labels, that was put aside. And Master P was on his grown man, and he's honoring Wayne and giving his flowers while he's still alive, because he's one of the best to ever do it. So I think that was a big moment, and I think more stuff like this needs to be highlighted. Now, if y'all don't know, word comes. So I didn't even know Master P was even. I didn't even think Master P was gonna be there. But apparently Birdman is upset that the mayor brought out Master P. He feels like, and I watched this on Terrence Gangster Williams' channel, right? Birdman was upset about that. He felt like he shouldn't have. He did that. He feels like that was a Cash Money thing. Master P shouldn't. But I gotta call Birdman. Look, Birdman, I know you and Master P don't, y'all don't rock with each other for what, due to the issues y'all dealt with back in the day in y'all city. I understand. I know Master P, when Priority was interested in signing Cash Money to the label, Master P blocked that deal from happening. So I can understand why my man Beatrice B32 is upset. You know what I'm saying? They had some little small rivalry. It wasn't nothing serious. It was the people around them, and I'm not gonna really go into it. You can go do your research. I feel like Birdman, you gotta let that go, bro. Y'all is grown men. Look, this is bigger than just Cash Money, No Limit. Master P came out and honored Wayne and gave him his flowers, man. You should have been proud at that moment that they gave him the key. Whatever, y'all don't got to be friends, but you shouldn't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Master P has definitely contributed to, helping New Orleans and get them on the map. And yes, Cash Money took but I think, Birdman, you need to let that go, bro. Look, I get it. You from the streets. And you probably like, when it's up, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You say, hey, I don't rock with him. But that was a major moment, and when I saw that, I was like, damn man, he in his feelings about that. Like man, let that go, Bird man. Rich gang, you know what I'm saying? Look, let that go. I know you the 5 star, you know what I'm saying, 5 star stunner G all that, bro. But sometimes in life, certain things you need to be set aside for moments like this. Like I said, y'all ain't got to be friends. I don't expect you and Master P to go and hang out and go get coffee together. But I think you gotta let that go, bro. The past is the past. That's the 1990s. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rich. You know what I'm saying? You up, Master P up, bro. You should be happy that the OG presented Wayne with the key. That was a definitely big moment for the South, man. For real, for real. Now, what does this mean to the culture? What is this for the? Well, I'm gonna just speak from being from the South. I think this means everything because Cash Money, the Hot Boys, they influenced a lot of people all around the world. I was living in Detroit as a kid, and we were talking about we were Hot Boys, and as a kid, I wanted to be the dude with the white tees with the soldier rags and stuff. They definitely this means a lot. This was a big moment, and I'm upset that it didn't get the highlight that it needed to get. But I feel like as a culture for being from the South, man, look, this is and again I'm gonna say this, man. This is y'all see this, man. Look, just because people got issues don't mean that they can't work it out. Obviously, it was some money involved in it, but you know they were they were able to do it after a lot of going through a lot of stuff. So for the culture, I think this was a very important moment, and I know a lot of us, are were upset because Wayne didn't get the Super Bowl. I get it. They picked Kendrick because it's a business decision, and honestly, you know what I'm saying. And the Super Bowl was not it's not a local thing. But yeah, I feel like Wayne should do it because he's from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Why not have the guy of the city to do it? But I would say this: I don't think Wayne needs a Super Bowl because he had his moment. When I seen him get the keys and the fact that he was able to bring the Hot Boys together, you know what I'm saying? This definitely means a lot to the culture. Now, one thing I will say, we a lot of us who came up with CMR, it's just witnessing the growth of Wayne. Just witnessing the growth. Wayne was he was 16. You know what I'm saying? Went from 16, 98, 99. Juvenile said Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and 2000. Them boys took over for the 99, the 2000s, and even in 2010. But it's just amazing watching the growth of somebody. A lot of artists don't get to last in that many eras. Now, of course, Wayne is, he's he hasn't dropping. He doesn't have like the buzz that he used to have. Just releasing like popular songs and stuff. But man, he one of them. He one of them guys in that game. Just I got to see. You know what I'm saying? Watching him from the 400 Degrees album, the Guerrilla Warfare, the Block is Hot, the Lights Out, and 500 Degrees era, and then we seen him do the mixtape stuff, and when he comes out with the Carter, and then the Carter 2. Man, he just took off. You know what I'm saying? And he put cash money on his back, and then we get to see the you know what I'm saying, the Young Money with the Drake, and the Nicki Minaj. I ain't gonna let y'all count Tiger out. Tiger, I ain't forgot about you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tiger. But nah, it's just cool to see see him watching that. It was a big moment. He had his moment, and like I said, I don't feel like he needs a Super Bowl. He had his day. He had his day, and everybody knows how important Wayne is. Whether it feel like some might feel he's the best rapper. Shout out to my man Mozzie. He here in the building. You know what I'm saying? I know Mozzie ain't the biggest Wayne fan, but it was a good just a witnessing the growth. And as a kid, and it was just a proud moment for me for real. I was in elementary watching this man wanting to be like this man, and then buying albums and everything that he's presenting. You have a whole generation of artists that wanted to be him. It's crazy seeing witnessing his growth, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm glad that moment happened. Now, Jermaine Dupri calls out Drake for it was on Twitter. Jermaine Dupri was tweeting about the show, and he basically said, "I don't know how Drake missed this." Um, I don't think Drake needed to be there. Well, I think he should have, but I don't think Drake needed to be there because if Drake would have been there, then all the attention would have got taken off the reunion, and everybody would have went crazy asking for Drake. So I don't feel like Drake should have been there. It would have been nice to have Drake there because if it wasn't for that era right there, we wouldn't have got what I'm saying, the Young Money. So I definitely, it would have been cool to see Drake there and just to probably tell him thank you, but I don't think that he needed to be there. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely would have been cool to see Drake there in the building. But look, man, if you ain't seen this yet, look, I need y'all to go on YouTube. It is all over YouTube. You can watch it. The Hot Boys reunion tour. Man, I'm so glad that these brothers had got back together. Um, like I said, it's talks of the tour happening. I gotta wait and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't get a tour, I'm fine with that because we might not get that moment. What they did that night, seeing all four of them on stage, man, look, if you didn't get to see this, look, like I said, we all talk about the pop-up show. That was legendary. What Kendrick did, and I ain't comparing it. But for the South, man, look, this was our time to shine, man. What Three Stacks said, the South got something to say, and they proved it, man. Look, man, I want to shout out to Cash Money Records as a whole. I appreciate y'all. If y'all see this, if y'all don't, I hope y'all do. You know what I'm saying? So y'all cut me a check. I'm doing all this free promo. But nah, man. But look, I just want to shout out to Cash Money Records as a whole. You know what I'm saying? For what they've done for the culture. Shout out to the Don, Sugar Slim. You know what I'm saying? Birdman's brother Slim for playing. Slim was even in the building. Look, Silk the Shocker was at the show, man. There was a lot of people. Not just the Hot Boys and Birdman and Slim. Shout out to Manny Fresh, man. UNLV, man. Rest in peace to Magnolia Shawty, Kilo G, PMW, man. Pimp Daddy, man. I can go on and on. The original, you know what I'm saying, the people that was there from the CMR days. So look, man, y'all go on that YouTube. Y'all look this show up and y'all watch it. Make sure you put your soldier rags on, get your roll on, you know what I'm saying, and everything. But look, man, it's your man J. Ross, a Weekly Views. I'm out.